Hello everyone, today we're going to do something new called HTML. So, what is HTML, you ask? Well, HTML is a coding language used for creating websites. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it also describes the structure of a web page. Also, HTML consists of a series of elements. What are elements, you may ask? Well, let's get into it. So an HTML element is defined by a start tag, where it starts with an angled bracket, has the tag name, and ends with an angled bracket. Some content, either text or numbers, and an end tag, where it is just like the start tag, but after the first angled bracket, there is an inward slash. What do the basic tags mean? The doctype HTML tells the computer that this is an HTML5 document. Without it, it won't work, or the computer would be confused. The HTML is like the brain of the HTML page. Without it, it won't work. The head contains information about the web page, like the title, the fonts used, and the language. The body is a container for all visible contents such as headings, paragraphs, images, etc. Some mostly used tags in HTML is the H1 and P, and those tags are used to show texts on the screen. H1 is a large heading, mostly used to show the title of the website, and the P is used to write small text. P in short is paragraph, and H1 in short is for heading. There are other sizes of headings, and it starts from H1 to H6, from biggest to smallest. This is how code would look like. Both head and body are in the HTML tag. We can see that the head has the title. We can also see that we don't use head as much as we use body. In body, we use the H1 and P, and we also add tables or graphs in. We're gonna start by first downloading Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code from Google. And this is the app we're gonna use to write code. So we're gonna press on the first link, Visual Studio Code, and we're gonna go and press download. So for either laptop or computer you're using, I'm using Windows, but if you're using Mac, you press here. And if you're using Windows, you press here. So I'll press and I'll get it downloaded and all started. To start an HTML file, we can go to folders and press right click, and we go to new and create a new text document. And we can open it up and we save it as, so save as, we change the name to index.html. The .html is supposed to be lowercase, so we save that and we find here something that looks like Chrome, and we can open it up, but we don't double click, we right click and we open with, you'll find Visual Studio Code. That's if you downloaded it or have it on your laptop. You're gonna find Visual Studio Code. You're gonna press that and it's gonna open on Visual Studio Code. Now that Visual Studio Code has been opened, we can see that it has some buttons here and some other stuff at the top. So it might ask you first to add some fonts or to add color or set it by default. So after you've set it up all by your preference, you will see that index.html, the one that we just saved, has been opened up. So as we can see, it's empty. It won't do anything if we opened it on Chrome. It would be very empty. So there is a really shortcut where we can start coding, where we press shift and number 1, we can add an exclamation mark and we press enter, just 1. So we'll see here that doctype HTML has been placed and the HTML language is in English. In head, we can see there are other stuff So these two lines, we don't need much explanation. It's just that it tells the device that the content should be the same width as the device and some other stuff. And we can see here that there's a title. So we can see as how the element is written. It has an angled bracket, the content, and the tag name. So we don't want our new website to be called document. We can name it whatever we want. I'll name it my website. Oops. Site. And in body, we can see that it's empty so far. So we also see that HTML has inside, has body and head. However, body isn't in head. They're both different stuff. All the code goes in body and head just stores in the information that we want. So the title or the fonts. We can start first by writing a very simple code. So we press shift and we put the angled bracket. We can write H1 and we close the bracket. So it automatically finishes our tag, our element. So it just waits for us to put whatever we want to put inside. We write between those two angled brackets, we write, for example, hello world. So that would appear on our website as a big title at the side of the page, written hello world. And we can write another line. So we press enter, and the angled bracket, we can write just P, and we close that. It automatically completes it. So what happens if it doesn't? So we can just do angled bracket, the inward slash, and we write what the tag name was, and we close that. And in between those two angled brackets, we can also write, or my first text, just like that. So how do we see all of this? So I also wanted to note that in the website, the P or H1 doesn't appear. It's just the text that's in between those. So hello world and my first text would only appear. So how do we do that? How do we see it? So we can go to the folders, to our folders, and open it by just double clicking. So as we can see here, we see hello world and my first text. So my first text is the paragraph, is the P, and hello world is H1. So now that we've seen H1 and P, we want to try and do the other sizes of headings. So let's do that again. We can copy that, Control C, and Control V, and we can, instead of H1, we do H2. And be careful, this is a big mistake. You can start it by doing H1 and finish it by doing H2. That would make an error. So both sides have to have the same name, same tag name. So again, we do H3 and H3. Another error that can happen, we can sometimes forget to put the end tag. So if we do that, we are supposed to save, so it can all happen in the website. And we go here and refresh. It kind of works, but it also announces that this is an H3 text. So we want that to not happen. So we'll close it up and we'll add the other. So we save that. So we don't always have to go through all the saving we always have to do. We can just go to File and we can see Auto Save. So whenever we write a code, it will automatically save. So let's go to our website and see each headings and their sizes. So we refresh the page and we see that this is H6, H5, H4, H3, H2, and H1. And there's some difference. So in H6, we can see it's way smaller than the P, and so is the H5. We also can see that all the H, so all the headings, have a tint of bold. Like when you write a Word document, there's an option where you can make the text bold. So it seems like it has that. And my first text is like a normal text. It doesn't have either italics or bold. So now that we know how to write some text on our website and how we can use the P and all the headings and what each element in our code means, now we can go to our next step. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please feel free to comment if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos about HTML and how to code. Thank you. Bye.